This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. This is Laura Dancho, and it is Monday, April 26th. This is the public hearing portion of the Ordinance Committee meeting regarding the ordinance amending Section 6-5, 10, and 11, and Sections 203-8 of the Town Code, and this is regarding parking ticket enforcements. Are there any public signed up to speak, Margot?
No, Chairman, no one has signed up.
Okay, we'll give it a second in case someone's having a hard time, and then we will close this. Okay, it's 7:02 and there's no public signed up to speak at tonight's public hearing, so I will close the public hearing at 7:02 p.m. Okay, it is 7:02 p.m. and I am going to open the regular Ordinance Committee meeting of Monday. That's for the other meeting. Okay. Regular Ordinance Committee meeting for today. It's we have a quorum, and the first item on the agenda is the call to order. Is there a motion for the approval of the minutes? We haven't had that on the agenda for the past few months, so there's quite a few to approve. So I have a motion from Chris Pia. Is there a second?
Second, Bill O'Brien.
Thank you, Bill. Any discussion?
And I have asked Michael to please read the 12
Hearing no discussion.
of plan of action.
Please say aye.
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 Chair votes aye. I believe that there's 8 of us meeting tonight, so that is first item on the agenda is an ordinance amending Section 6-5, 10, 11, and Section 203-8 of the Town Code regarding parking ticket enforcement. Is there a motion?
Madam Dancho, Chairman Dancho, I'll make a motion to approve and send to the Town Council with a favorable recommendation.
Motion by Chris Pia to approve and send to the Town Council with favorable recommendation. Is there a second?
Second from Jim Connor, 8th District.
Thank you. Second by Jim Connor. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chairman, can I just give an overview of what we're doing here?
Of course. This is Attorney Florick. You have the floor.
Thank you. Presently, we've been told by Attorney Cotter, who's been handling the collection of parking tickets, that the present system is a very cumbersome one, requiring small claims actions to be filed, costs expended, and perhaps not the greatest collection percentage as we would like. So Attorney Cotter looked at some other municipalities and liked the Fairfield system. So we took the Fairfield system. We talked about it with Chief McNeil, and this is in essence what's being proposed. So just to give you an overview of how the system works, a parking ticket is issued. At that point, the citizen either pays the parking ticket or requests an informal hearing with the police department within 10 days to talk about the ticket. If it's resolved at that point, either through payment or through the action of the police department in withdrawing the ticket, then there's no further action. However, if it's not paid or resolved, it then gets referred by the police department to the citation clerk for the assessment of monetary penalties. The citation clerk sends a notice to the defendant, the citizen, of the allegations and the opportunity to contest that ticket. If the citizen requests a hearing within 10 days, then he or she has a hearing before the hearing officer. If the town prevails at that hearing and the ticket is not paid, the citation clerk sends notice of the assessment to the Superior Court, which actually enters a monetary judgment against the defendant. So the real beauty of this system is that we don't have to file suit. It's a very efficient and simplified system for actually getting a judgment, while at the same time providing to the citizens the right to contest the ticket and to tell their side of the story. A judgment is good for 20 years, and it just makes it all that more collectible. In addition, there are still the usual ways that municipalities can collect parking tickets. A little bit more harsh, a little bit more draconian, but for example, the state allows, if you have over a certain number of unpaid parking tickets, your vehicle can be immobilized until you pay them. If you have a certain number, over a certain number of unpaid parking tickets, you won't be able to register any more vehicles. We can notify the DMV and it'll say right on the registration that there are parking violations. So those are still in existence, but they require a certain threshold to be reached before that tool can be implemented. This does not. And it just gives us a judgment, and going forward seems to be a much easier way to collect it than the present cumbersome system.
Definitely, I agree. Thank you for that explanation. Paul, I believe that's your phone. There's a lot of static, unless you have something that you would like to discuss at this point.
Sorry about that.
Any further? That's okay. Do you have any discussion on this ordinance?
Not at this time, thanks.
Okay. Is there anyone else with any further questions on this ordinance regarding parking tickets? I think it's a very efficient system, and I'm glad that we're moving in this direction. So thank you, and Attorney Cotter, for putting that together. Hearing no further discussion, we'll take a vote on the motion, and this is to send to Town Council with a favorable recommendation. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion passes 8-0. With nothing further on the agenda, right?
Yep, Madam Chair, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Pierre. Is there a second?
Second, Bill O'Brien.
Thank you, Bill. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned at 7:10 p.m.